Today I'll be taking you along with me through my research of the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is a very low-carb diet that promotes the conversion of fat to ketone bodies, rather than carbohydrates to glucose. As the body's primary source of energy, by doing this, the body enters a state known as ketosis. Now, you must be wondering, as was I, why do people choose the ketogenic diet? Because at the low-calorie level, it enhances weight loss. The rate at which weight is lost also remains fast continuously throughout the diet. It has been known to help treat diseases, which I will touch upon a little later in my presentation. There are also multiple forms in which you can execute the ketogenic diet. Some of these include the classic keto. This is the strictest form of keto and requires a 4-to-1 ratio of fats to carbs or protein. This is a structured, individualized plan in which your diet will consist of about 90% fat. Then there's the modified keto. The modified version of the diet is intended to be less restrictive. It might be a good place to start if you're new to keto. There's also the MCT version. This version allows for a higher protein and carb intake than the classic keto. MCT is short for medium-chain triglycerides, or highly ketogenic man-made fats. We also have the modified Atkins, where carbs are limited in modified Atkins, while fat is encouraged. Protein is not limited at all. When you do consume carbs on this diet, fat should accompany them always. Lastly, we have intermittent fasting. This dietary intervention launches the body into ketosis by shortening the window of time that you eat during the day. For instance, you may only eat during an 8-hour window of the day, then fast for the other 16 hours. This forces the body to burn energy from fat. Now, we get into my hypothesis. From my hypothesis, I predict that ketosis will eventually slow the metabolism as the body adjusts, and the weight loss will be unsustainable. Obesity is a major factor that leads to people choosing to partake in the ketogenic diet. Ketones may protect against cognitive impairment induced by obesity and weight gain. This alone is a major reason this diet is recommended for those suffering from obesity. Ketogenic diets have been shown to improve mood in overweight people as well. But of course, the main reason it is recommended is the diet's ability to induce and enhance effective weight loss. The larger the body mass, the more susceptible the body is to ketose-induced fasting. The ketogenic diet also relates to metabolic rate. The ketogenic diet mimics the metabolic state of starvation, which creates a sense of panic in the body, causing it to search for a source of energy wherever it can, in this case, from the fats that have been turned into ketones. However, it is important to note that you are not increasing metabolism, you are shifting your metabolism. This enables your body and muscle to lean out without reducing your actual muscle mass. This sounds optimal. However, it is not always the answer, especially when it comes to athletes. In athletes, the ketogenic diet may cause metabolic problems and exhaustion of the central nervous system. For positive metabolic changes, it takes several months for the body to adapt to the keto diet. And almost always is the ketogenic diet a short-term diet. It is rare for the diet to reach such longevity. Therefore, most people never truly reach optimal results. So, if athletes can sometimes be negatively affected, who should participate in a ketogenic diet? Such a great question. I have decided to break it down for you. Those suffering with obesity would benefit from the ketogenic diet, as it is a great tool for weight loss as mentioned previously. People with epilepsy would also benefit from the diet. However, I'm going to touch on this more in just a little. Pre-Diabetics. Since the keto diet is low carb, you are less likely to have added sugars, which include sugars in sweetened food, and sugar-sweetened beverages such as soda, which can be dangerous if you are insulin sensitive. Those with high blood pressure will also benefit. Both nutritional ketosis and a diet with a very low carbohydrate content cause a drop in insulin levels, which can have an immediate and significant effect on blood pressure. Those who suffer with metabolic syndrome will also be helped. Weight loss coupled with very low carbohydrate diet has been shown to lower both subcutaneous fat, which is fat beneath the skin, and dangerous fat in the abdominal region, helping to treat metabolic syndrome. Now, here's where we talk a little bit more about how the ketogenic diet has been used to treat epileptics. For context, epilepsy is a neurological disorder that causes seizures or unusual sensations and behaviors. Recent research has indicated that using the ketogenic diet to treat refractory epilepsy in both children and adults has a very beneficial impact. The diet, high in fats and low in carbs, works by changing how the brain gets energy to function. The diet must be followed for at least 3 months after the patient reaches ketosis for it to be effective. Thus, it's critical to encourage the patient and family to stick to the diet without changing their medication during this time. Over half of children who go on the diet have at least a 50% reduction in the number of their seizures, and in some cases, 10 to 15% have become seizure-free. The ketogenic diet impacts more than you think. It can lead to an increase in both HDL levels, which is cholesterol, and also increases your risk for cardiovascular diseases, which are heart diseases. So you should think about consulting a professional to see if this diet is right for you. On a more uplifting note, the ketogenic diet can help decrease inflammation, and this helps with the bloating feeling we all get sometimes. With all that we have learned together, it is time to return back to my original hypothesis. In case you forgot, my original hypothesis was that ketosis will eventually slow the metabolism as the body adjusts, and the weight lost will be unsustainable. Let's see, based on all that has been presented, how accurate I was. It turns out I was only half correct. The ketogenic diet does not slow your metabolism, which I found shocking. Researchers noted that even with rapid and sustained weight loss, a person's basal metabolic rate, or the amount of energy used up while resting, often referred to as BMR, does not drop due to how the ketogenic diet preserves lean muscle mass, which is also how I mentioned earlier that metabolism is not increased, it is adjusted. Although I was incorrect regarding the metabolic rate, I was correct in saying that the diet was unsustainable. Because this diet has so many limited food options, it can be extremely hard to follow. The lack of variety makes it easy for people to eat too much protein and poor quality processed foods, limiting the body's access to nutrients. Once your body enters ketosis, it can start to fall victim to bad breath, nausea, vomiting, constipation, and sleep problems. Keto dieters go into extreme fatigue from the starvation mode your body enters once it hits ketosis. The body needs sugar to function properly, and once your body starts suffering from fatigue, it can be very hard for you to lose weight. Now, I don't know about you, but these seem like a lot of bads compared to the goods. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and that is the ketogenic diet.